Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and while you're at it, click the bell to be notified of future videos. Today's block is Courthouse Steps. It's an old classic quilt block. It finishes at 12 inches. Here is the diagram, and it's a kind of a log cabin block variation. Here are 4 blocks set block to block, and here are 35 blocks with 5 across and 7 down. Here are the patches. Patch A is a 2-inch by 12-inch finished rectangle. We cut 12.5-inch by 2.5-inch rectangles. We'll need 2 assorted patches of the accent fabrics. Patch B is a 2-inch by 8-inch finished rectangle. We cut 8.5 by 2.5-inch rectangles. We need 2 patches of the background and 2 assorted patches of the accent fabric. Patch C is a 2-inch by 4-inch finished rectangle. We cut 4.5-inch by 2.5-inch rectangles, and we'll need 2 patches of the background fabric. Here is the AccuQuilt die that will cut this shape. And patch D is a 2-inch finished square. We cut 2.5-inch squares. We'll need 2 patches of the black fabric and 2 patches of the background fabric. This is a simple 2-piece block. The first step, we're going to take the D patches and make a 4-patch unit for the center. Then for each subsequent step, we just add to the top and bottom or to the sides of the piece to complete our block. I have cutting and fabric requirements for the larger size quilt, the 60 by 84 quilt, and here's the accent fabrics. You can cut 35 strips at 2.5 inches times the width of fabric, and you have to be sure that each strip has 42 inches of usable fabric, and I'll show you what I mean by that. And from each strip, we're going to make these 2 cuts. For the black fabric, we need a 1/2 yard. We'll cut 5 strips at 2.5 inches. And for the background fabric, we'll need 2 3/4 yards. And then we'll cut various numbers and sizes of strips. And I'll go through this as well. I've been doing a lot of cutting because I want to show you a little trick for organizing your fabrics when you're doing these log cabin type blocks, or really any kind of blocks that have a lot of different assorted fabrics. So what I have here is patch A. These are the 2.5-inch by 12.5-inch rectangles. These are patch B, the 2.5-inch by 8.5-inch cut rectangles. And these are just the accent fabrics. And patch C is, here's patch C, is a 2 by 4-inch finished rectangle. This is also patch B, goes here. And here are the beginnings of our 4-patch in the center, patch D. And I've strip pieced these. For strip piecing, you take your 2 strips, open them up, put right sides together, and then you'll sew these lengthwise and press the seams open. Then you'll subcut these pieces, and you'll get 16 of these segments from each strip set. Now I'm going to show you how to cut the jelly roll strips, the 2.5-inch by width of fabric strips of the accent fabrics. Here is a strip. I put my strip on the mat and I lay it against one of the lines. And let me move this up so you can see. I'm going to move it close down here. Here is the 21-inch mark, and that's what we need to make sure, because I've got it folded as it comes off the bolt. Here is the fold. So 21 times 2 is 42 inches. And I look on this end and I have it going over the 0 line, so I can cut off my selvages and they won't get in the way. So between 0 and 21 I have fabric. So this will be enough fabric to cut the pieces I need. What we're going to do is cut patches A and B from this. And for patch A, we cut a 12.5-inch strip. And we need 2 of them, and this is folded with wrong sides together. So when I make 1 cut, I'll have 2 cuts. Take my small ruler so you can see. So the first cut, I'm just going to cut on the number 21 line, and then go down to this side and cut on the 8.5 line. So this is 12.5 inches here, and now I'll cut off the 0 line, and I'll have 8.5 inches. So the reason I have these all in different stacks is I want to shuffle them around so I can just choose one from the top as I'm piecing, and I don't have to worry about duplicating color in a block. So I'll take my 8.5 inch cut piece and stack it like this. These are the 2 stacks, and then do the same thing with the 12.5 inch piece. If you're making the large quilt, there'll be 35 in each stack. Now I'm going to take one stack and put it on top of the other and do both of them this way. For the 8.5 inch stack, I'm going to leave the same, but for the 12.5 inch stack, you take 3 pieces from the top of the A stack, leave them in order, put them on the side, and then put the rest of the stack on top. So you're taking 3 from the top and putting them on the bottom. So I've shuffled this stack, not much, but I've shuffled it enough so I can choose from the stack of this, and I'll have different ones each time. So we won't have in the same block the same color. So this is how you'll do it. For step 1, we're going to piece the 4 patch. We'll sew these together like this and press the seams. Step 2, we take 2 C patches and piece them like this at the top and bottom of this unit. Press the seams open. For step 3, we take 2 of the B patches from the accent fabric and piece them on the sides like this and press the seams open. Step 4, we take 2 of the B patches for the background and stitch them to the top and bottom. Press the seams open. For step 5, we'll take 2 of the A patches and piece them on the sides like this. Press your seams open. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and while you're at it, click the bell to be notified of future videos.